Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for July 20, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. First, the crisis in the Strait of Hormuz continues to unfold, with tensions between the U.S. and Iran reaching a boiling point. The latest incident saw several ships attacked in the strait, raising fears of a major disruption to global oil supplies. Diplomats are scrambling to find a solution, but with the U.S. presidential election looming and Iran's economy struggling under sanctions, the prospects for a peaceful resolution appear increasingly slim. In India, thousands of students have taken to the streets to protest against the government's handling of the education system. The demonstrations come amid allegations of corruption and exam paper leaks, and students are demanding improved access to quality education and an end to the lucrative private coaching industry. The Indian government faces mounting pressure to address the growing crisis in the country's education sector, which is crucial for the nation's economic growth. And in Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky has sparked a political crisis by dismissing Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov. The sudden move has thrown the country into turmoil, with many questioning the timing and motivations behind the decision. Protests are erupting across the country, and Zelensky faces sharp criticism from prominent activists and commentators. These stories are complex and multifaceted, but one thing is clear: each has significant implications for global stability and economic growth. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. We've had a significant week with multiple developing stories that are affecting people around the world. Firstly, the Houthi rebels' declaration of a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia has sent shockwaves through global energy markets, causing oil prices to surge. This escalation in tensions between Iran and the U.S. is not only impacting the cost of fuel, but also threatening regional stability. Secondly, the rising cost of gasoline in the United States has topped $4 per gallon, with escalating tensions between the U.S. and Iran being a major factor. This increase is having far-reaching effects on American households, with two-thirds saying they've experienced financial hardship due to higher fuel costs. Lastly, the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo continues to spread rapidly, claiming over 200 lives. The World Health Organization has expressed alarm over the rising number of cases and the challenges faced by health officials in tracking and containing the virus. As we move forward, it's crucial to monitor these developments closely and support the efforts of health workers, governments, and international partners to mitigate the impact of these crises. We'll continue to bring you updates on these stories as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, the ongoing conflict between geopolitical tensions, monetary policy, and corporate earnings has led to a significant shift in market sentiment. The surge in Brent crude prices above $120 a barrel has reignited concerns about inflation, despite recent U.S. consumer price data suggesting a downside surprise. This has resulted in futures markets pricing in multiple basis points of Federal Reserve rate hikes by the end of the year, with yields on 10-year Treasuries pushing back above the psychological 4% barrier. In another surprising move, Strategy, the world's largest corporate owner of Bitcoin, has left its holdings of the cryptocurrency unchanged for the second consecutive week. This decision comes despite the company's efforts to build up its cash reserves, which now stand at $1.23 billion, while its Bitcoin stack remains steady at 129,699 BTC, worth approximately $3.5 billion. Lastly, Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh is facing intense scrutiny over potential ethics violations, including his refusal to disclose the source of $100 million he was required to divest after becoming Fed chair. The controversy has sparked debate over his leadership and the Fed's commitment to transparency, leaving investors wondering how the potential for interest rate hikes will impact the market. As we navigate these complex developments, It's essential to remain focused on the broader trends and avoid getting caught up in short-term noise. A diversified approach with a keen eye on the fundamentals that drive sustainable growth is crucial for long-term investors. While the prospect of rate hikes may seem daunting, considering the potential benefits of a controlled inflation environment is also important. In conclusion, the financial landscape is ever evolving, and it's our job to help you make sense of it all. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll continue to explore the intricacies of the financial world together. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. First, we celebrated International Moon Day by exploring the moon's phases and its significance in the grand scheme of human history. We also examined China's AI ambitions, particularly the Kimi K3 model, which has suspended new subscriptions due to overwhelming demand, straining its existing compute infrastructure. Finally, we delved into the captivating history of Seattle's transformation, shaped by both natural and human forces, resulting in a complex and vibrant landscape. Join us as we dive deeper into these stories and explore the wonders waiting to be discovered at the intersection of technology, nature, and human creativity. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, Mookie Betts has launched his new glove line, LGND, in partnership with Perfect Game, aiming to provide young players with high-quality equipment and a platform for growth and learning. This initiative not only reflects Betts' commitment to excellence, but also his passion for transforming youth sports into a more balanced and enjoyable experience for all. In another development, the University of Michigan is grappling with controversy following the firing of football coach Sharon Moore due to an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The incident has raised questions about the department's culture and the university's handling of sensitive matters, with calls for greater transparency and accountability. Lastly, we've been closely following the introduction of mandatory genetic sex testing by the Women's Tennis Association. This policy, set to come into effect soon, aims to preserve the integrity of women's professional tennis, but has sparked intense debate about fairness, inclusivity, and the potential impact on transgender athletes. As this story continues to unfold, we will keep a close eye on its implications for women's sports and beyond. These stories highlight the complex issues currently facing the sports world, from the positive impact of athlete initiatives on youth sports to the challenges of ensuring fairness and respect for all athletes, regardless of their background or identity. We look forward to bringing you more in-depth analysis and updates on these and other stories as they develop. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Turrell.
Thank you, Howard. First, we had the release of Amitav Ghosh's novel, Ghost Eye, which has sparked a heated debate among literary critics and environmentalists. The book attempts to tackle climate change, but falls short due to its narrow conception of the realist novel form. This highlights the need for artistic innovation in response to crisis, reminding us that the literary world must continue to evolve and push boundaries. Next, we're looking at a decades-long struggle against corruption and abuse in the small town of Colorado City, Arizona. Allegations of sexual abuse within a polygamist religious group and accusations of complicity by local law enforcement have led to a complex web of events that may have far-reaching implications, potentially influencing the state's gubernatorial race. This story is a tale of power, control, and exploitation, but also of resilience and determination as residents and authorities work towards justice and protection. Lastly, we are remembering the Long family who tragically lost their lives in a devastating flash flood near Bicknell, Utah. Fire Captain Spencer Long, his wife Katrina, and their 3 sons were taken from us far too soon, leaving behind a community in shock and a young daughter, Lydia. Pooh has lost her loved ones. As we reflect on this tragedy, we are reminded of the power of nature and the importance of cherishing every moment with our loved ones. The bravery and selflessness of those involved in the search and rescue efforts are a testament to the kindness and generosity that exists in our world. These stories remind us of the complexities and challenges of our world, but also of the resilience and determination of the human spirit. As we navigate these uncertain times, let's hold on to the wisdom found in small towns, the dignity of ordinary work, and the beauty of everyday life. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, we have the legendary Joe Jackson, who recently wrapped up the North American leg of his Hope and Fury tour at New York City's Beacon Theater. What a show it was! Jackson took the audience on a journey through his nearly 50-year career, blending new tracks with classic hits like Is She Really Going Out With Him? And Steppin' Out. His performance highlighted his diverse musical styles, from jazz to Latin, all infused with that distinct New York flavor. Next, we're talking about Holly Willoughby's comeback. The former. This morning host is launching a new lifestyle series on YouTube called Holly Willoughby Together, which promises real conversations, practical advice, celebrity guests, and more. With 5 strands including in-depth conversations, cooking segments, and hangouts with stars like Stanley Tucci and Emma Bunton, this show has something for everyone. And let's be honest, who would not want to watch that Willoughby's production company, Hungry Bear Media, is behind the show, and I'm excited to see what they've come up with. Last but not least, we have an exclusive interview with the talented Hannah Waddingham, star of Ted Lasso. She shared her thoughts on her journey to success, her experiences as a single mother, and her latest projects, including her recent role in the Amazon Prime series Ride or Die. Waddingham talked about balancing her career and parenting responsibilities, expressing gratitude for the opportunities she's had, and pride in being a woman in her 50s who's still pursuing her passions. With her signature humor and wit, she shared stories about filming action sequences and the importance of female friendship in the show. Whether you're a music lover, a fan of lifestyle shows, or just looking for inspiration from talented women, we've got you covered. Tune in next time for more updates from the world of entertainment and beyond. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we've been following the remarkable return of wolves to the New Forest Wildlife Park in Hampshire. After a lengthy absence, these majestic creatures are once again thriving in their natural habitat, thanks to dedicated conservation efforts. We'll be delving deeper into the world of wolves, exploring their behavior, social structures, and the challenges they face in the wild. In another story, we're highlighting the incredible work of volunteers from the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Wildlife Trust, who are working tirelessly to restore vital seagrass meadows along the coast of Hampshire. These underwater flowering plants have the remarkable ability to absorb massive amounts of carbon dioxide, making them a crucial component in our fight against climate change. And finally, we're examining the emerging challenge facing the birdwatching community, the rise of AI-generated images on social media and citizen science platforms. Experts are warning that these fake or enhanced images can compromise the scientific value of sightings and have serious consequences for conservation efforts. We'll be discussing the importance of accuracy in citizen science and how responsible image editing practices can help preserve the integrity of birdwatching science. Join us as we explore these stories in more depth and discover the wonders that await us in the natural world. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Atanacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.